everybody, this is Steve here of Now You Cooking, and yes, I got the new do. I donated the hair to Locks of Love a couple days ago. I thank everyone for all their kind words on that matter. But anyway, tonight I am making Fruity Pebbles cookies. That's right, folks, Fruity Pebbles cookies. And this is what you're going to need. Now mind you, I'm going to make maybe roughly about 4 batches altogether, because I had a gentleman that my friend works for just totally loved the cookies. I made these once before a couple days ago, and a co-worker of my friend's just totally digged them and actually gave her the money to buy ingredients to make a dozen of these cookies for him, which is awesome. But anyway, I'm gonna make like 4 different batches. And I'm gonna make a batch of the regular Fruity Pebbles cookies, but I'm also gonna make 2 batches of my own little tweak to the recipe, so to speak. Because people have asked me, well, can you use cocoa pebbles? Sure, why not? So I'm also going to make a batch of cocoa pebbles cookies. Same recipe, just I'm going to use cocoa pebbles, chocolate pudding, and chocolate chips in the recipe. But this is what you're going to need. You're going to need 1.5 sticks of butter. You're going to need a cup of sugar. You're going to need 3.4 ounce package of instant vanilla pudding mix. You're going to need 2 eggs. You're going to need a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a teaspoon of baking soda, 2¼ cups of flour, 2 cups of Fruity Pebbles. And now, mind you, I don't care if it's brand name, whatever. I go for what costs the less. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, money's tight and times are hard, blah blah blah. So, you know, I don't care if it's brand name. The more the merrier, the cheaper the better. So you're going to use 2 cups of Fruity Pebbles cereal. You're going to need 1 cup of white chocolate chips, and that's what you need to make this. So, alright, first of all, what we're going to have to do is, first you're going to need a very big bowl. Actually, you're going to need 2 very big bowls for this one. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the flour, which is 2¼ cups of flour, and you're going to need a teaspoon of baking soda. You're going to put them in a bowl, and you're going to whisk them together. You whisk this together, and you're going to put this to the side. You just whisk it together like this, get it real nice and mixed. And do remember that I'm making a double batch, so I used 4½ cups of flour and 2 teaspoons of baking soda. But I'm going to whisk this all together like this, and we're going to put it to the side. Just like that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take another bowl, and we're going to add our 1½ sticks of butter, which again I'm doubling this recipe, so I use 3 sticks of butter. It's best to make sure they're somewhat well softened, but you put that in the bowl, and you put your 1 cup of sugar in there, and you pretty much cream it to where it's all mixed together. Then once that's done, you add your vanilla pudding mix. And when you're adding your pudding mix, if you decide to make the cocoa pebble cookies that I will also be making, instead of vanilla pudding mix, you use chocolate pudding mix. But you add this, you add your pudding mix after you get your sugar and your butter kind of creamed together. You add your pudding mix, and you're going to mix that all up. Mix it all up to where it's well blended, mixed up together and all that. Alright, the next thing you're going to do, yeah, I'm wearing my reading glasses because I'm kind of reading all this as I'm telling it to you, so bear with me. Once you get that, all the butter, the sugar, and the pudding mix well blended, you're going to add your eggs. You add 2 eggs to this recipe, and as I said again, I'll say it many times throughout this video, I'm doubling this recipe. But you add 2 eggs to this mixture, and for me, I'm adding 4 to this recipe. But you add that, you add your eggs, and you mix that all up. And as you're mixing it up, and you add eggs and you add some vanilla extract, in which I will be using, as soon as I can find it, a teaspoon. Yep, there it is. You'll need a teaspoon of vanilla extract. You add that to the mix. And I'm doubling the recipe, so I'll use 2. You do that and you mix all that up. And once you mix all this up, you slowly add your flour. Okay, now, once you get your eggs and your vanilla extract and all that blended up in here, you're going to slowly add the flour. And you're going to mix it until it's well blended. And here is my lovely wife, Paula. She's going to help us. But you slowly add the flour to the mix. And you mix it until it's pretty much combined. You don't want to dump the flour and everything in it all at one time, because that seems to be a pain in the butt. Okay, now once you get your flour mixed in with the pudding mix and all that, get it all somewhat combined together, this is where the fun begins. This is where you start adding your Fruity Pebbles. So you add 2 cups of Fruity Pebbles, and I'm doubling this recipe, so I will use 4 cups of Fruity Pebbles. But you stir that together. Let me get this in here. But you add 2 cups of Fruity Pebbles, and you're going to stir all that up. Okay, folks. Now, after you get the Fruity Pebbles, you add your Fruity Pebbles, you stir it the best you possibly can, mix all that together. We're going to add the white chocolate chips. You will need 1 cup of white chocolate chips, and I'm doubling this recipe, so I will need 2 cups of the mix of the white chocolate chips. Now, do keep in mind that I'm also going to make the Cocoa Pebbles cookies, to where when you make the Cocoa Pebbles cookies, instead of vanilla pudding, you want to use chocolate pudding. Instead of Fruity Pebbles, you want to use Cocoa Pebbles, and instead of the white chocolate chips, you'd want to use chocolate chips. But we're going to mix all this together, and once this is all mixed up together, we're going to take a spoonful. We're going to scoop out like 1-inch balls of this, and we're going to place them on parchment paper on the cookie sheets. We're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees, and okay, put your white chocolate chips in here. You stir it all up. You want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You want to scoop out 1-inch size balls, and you want to place them on cookie sheets with parchment paper, and you want to bake your cookies about 10 or 12 minutes, no more than 12 minutes, and they will be good to go. Let them cool, be good to eat, and I'll be right back to show you the finished product. Alright, folks, here we have it, the finished product. Got the Cocoa Pebbles chocolate cookies here. We got the Fruity Pebbles cookies here. This is what they look like when they're done, and the Cocoa Pebble ones actually turned out pretty tasty. I've been munching on them. But as you can see, I made a mess out of myself as well as my little workstation here. But you got to, I always have a saying. My grandmother always told me that, good cooks make a mess because they get all up in that mix. So Here it is, folks. Fruity Pebbles cookies, Cocoa Pebbles cookies. Steve, Bill Miller on the camera. My wife Paula. Peace out. Keep on cooking.